A woman will never walk up to you and announce she is attracted to you. That is not how it works. Instead, she will do something far more subtle. She will touch something. And if you do not know what that something is, you have already missed your shot. She has moved on to the man who is actually paying attention. Here's the part that stings. Over 90% of emotional communication between two people happens without a single word being spoken. That means the most important conversation she is having with you right now is not coming out of her mouth. It is happening through her body, her hands, her gestures, the small involuntary movements she is not even fully aware she is making. And most men are completely illiterate when it comes to reading any of it. The problem is not that women are impossible to read. Women are actually far less mysterious than men believe. We give away an enormous amount of information through the things we touch, the way we move, and where our hands go when we are around someone we are genuinely drawn to. The problem is simply that nobody ever taught you the language. Today that changed, and before we get into the first signal, I need to tell you something about the eighth one. Most men misinterpret it completely. They read it as the opposite of interest. But when a woman does it, it means she is already imagining what it would be like to be with you. Stay until the end, because that one alone will reframe conversations you have already had and completely missed. The first thing a woman touches when she is attracted to you is her hair. And before you think you already know this, you probably do not know the specific detail that actually matters. There is a significant difference between a woman pushing hair away from her face because it isn't her way, and a woman playing with her hair because you are standing in front of her. When attraction triggers dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain, it creates a surge of nervous energy in the hands. The hair is one of the first places that energy travels. One casual touch that she immediately moves on from is probably just grooming. But if she keeps returning to it, twisting it, sweeping it over one shoulder, pulling it aside to expose her neck, that is not accidental. That is her body communicating something her words have not yet formed. Watch for the repetition. That is where the signal lives. The second signal is neck and collarbone touching. When a woman lightly traces her fingers along her neck or runs them across her collarbone while talking to you, something specific is happening beneath the surface. The neck is one of the most physically vulnerable areas of the human body. Exposing it or drawing attention to it is a deeply instinctive trust signal. She is communicating without words that she feels genuinely safe in your presence and that she wants you to notice her in a way that goes beyond ordinary conversation. Most women do not even realize they are doing this until after the interaction has ended, which is precisely what makes it so honest. Her body is more truthful than her words will ever be. The third signal is lip touching. If a woman presses a finger lightly to her lips, bites her lower lip, or slowly applies lip balm while maintaining eye contact with you, she is not simply moisturizing. She is drawing your attention to one of the most expressive areas of her face. And she is doing it deliberately, even when she is not fully conscious of the intention behind it. Research using eye-tracking technology found that when men look at a woman's face, a significant portion of that attention naturally gravitates toward the lips. Women understand this instinctively. When she touches her lips in front of you, she is amplifying a signal that evolution has already primed you to respond to. She is placing a spotlight on exactly what she wants you to notice. The fourth signal is jeweler fidgeting. When a woman plays with her necklace, spins a ring, or tugs at an earring during a conversation with you, her nervous system is activated by your presence. Behavioral psychologists call this a self-soothing displacement behavior. It happens when the body is experiencing a surge of emotional arousal, excitement, attraction, nervous energy, and needs a physical outlet to manage what is building internally. The jeweler becomes the object she channels that energy into because she cannot yet direct it toward you. And the more attracted she is, the more her hands need somewhere to go. When those hands keep returning to her necklace, particularly one that sits close to her chest, she is communicating something her words would never say so directly. The fifth signal is when she touches you. If a woman reaches out and makes contact with your arm, your shoulder, or your hand during conversation, she has crossed a significant social barrier. Physical touch between two people who are not yet intimate carries enormous neurological weight. Research has shown that a brief touch during a social interaction increases the other person's sense of warmth, trust, and genuine connection toward whoever initiated it. In other words, when she touches your arm, she is not simply expressing interest, she is actively trying to make you feel more connected to her at the same time. When this happens and you freeze, look away, or respond with no acknowledgement whatsoever, it deflates the moment completely. She reached toward you, and you let it fall. Acknowledge it. Lean in slightly. Mirror the energy she offered. Because that single gesture just communicated everything she could not say with words. The sixth signal is what she does with objects near her. Watch what she does with whatever is in her hands when you are sitting across from her. If she is slowly running her finger around the rim of a glass, tracing the surface of a coffee cup, or sliding her finger along the stem of a wine glass, that is not idle fidgeting. Body language experts and behavioral analysts consistently identify object manipulation during conversation as a strong indicator of emotional engagement and attraction. The object becomes a proxy. She is channeling the energy of what she is feeling into something she can touch safely because she cannot yet direct it toward you. If she is doing this while holding eye contact and smiling, the message could not be clearer. The seventh signal is clothing adjustment. When a woman straightens her top, smooths her skirt, or checks that everything is sitting correctly, specifically after noticing you or while talking to you, she is doing something deeply instinctive. She wants to present the best version of herself in front of you specifically, not in general. In front of you. This is a presentation behavior rooted in biology. Context is everything here. If she was adjusting her outfit before you arrived, that is ordinary self-care. But if it begins when you appear, or while your attention is on her, it is targeted. She cares about how she looks in your eyes. And that care tells you something significant about where her mind already is. The eighth signal is the one that most men completely misread. When a woman rests her chin on her hand, cradles her face gently, or touches her cheek while listening to you speak, most men assume she is bored. They think she is tired, propping herself up because the conversation has lost her. That is almost always the wrong interpretation entirely. What she is actually doing is called facial framing. It is one of the most intimate self-touch signals a person can display. Research observing women in social settings found that facial self-touching, specifically chin resting and cheek cradling, appears consistently among the most frequently observed signals from women who are actively drawn to the person they are with. When she frames her face with her hands, she is unconsciously directing your attention to her eyes, her smile, her expressions. She is saying without language, look at me, really look at me. It is soft. It is vulnerable. And it only appears when she is comfortable enough to genuinely let her guard down. If you have ever sat across from a woman who is resting her chin in her hand, eyes on yours, smiling while you spoke, and you thought she was bored, she was not bored. She was already falling. And you missed it. Here is what every single one of these 8 signals has in common. Not one of them involves words. Not one. And that is precisely why most men walk straight past them. We are taught to listen to what people say. But the body speaks first, and it speaks more honestly. Her words might tell you she is just being friendly. Her hands, her posture, the small unconscious movements she cannot control, those are telling you the real story. Now you have the language. Use it with genuine awareness rather than assumption. Because the next time you notice her twisting her hair, reaching for her necklace, resting her chin in her hand while her eyes stay on yours, she is already halfway toward you. All you have to do is be paying enough attention to meet her there.